So many of us will attempt something or not, which is even a bigger mistake. It's like,
Sure.
oh, no, no, I don't want to fail. But, my feeling is if I do something and it doesn't come out the way I want it to, I didn't fail. That was practice. And then you do it again and again and again and again until you get it right. You really only fail when you quit. I won't quit.
Mm,
If I want to do something, I'm going to do it, right? But you need to kind of make a mind shift change. We've all been taught practice makes what?
perfect.
Right, wrong.
Right. Exactly.
Practice practice makes permanent.
Yes.
Don't keep doing it wrong.
Mhm.
You will never succeed.
Hey, this is a quick shout out from one of our awesome sponsors. Check this out. Thank you to Tracy and her team down at Tranquil Turtle Massage in downtown Coeur d'Alene. My wife and I see her and her team every single month for couples massage, and I'm telling you, it is the best thing ever. She specializes in Hanu infusion, Hanu Ashiatsu, gua sha, and manual lymphatic drainage. If you need a massage to get you feeling good and relaxed, make sure to reach out to Tracy and her team down at Tranquil Turtle Massage. Also, mention that I sent you, and you get $25 off your massage package. Also, check out CDA Brows and Body Ink, where Tracy offers the best tattoo brows and plasma fibroblasting tightening with the first ever Aurora Pro Plasma Tighten machine, not a plasma pen. And don't forget to tell Tracy that I sent you to save $100 on your next tattoo brows or plasma tightening. Dr. Dorfman, you're a father, entrepreneur, that you are the most famous cosmetic dentist in the world, best-selling author, inventor, podcast host. You're also a Guinness World Record holder, humanitarian. You're a knight. I saw that's awesome. And you've been featured on Extreme Makeover, The Doctors, and so much more. Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Erik.
I'd love to kick things off by going back a bit. Where did you grow up? What's childhood like for you?
I actually grew up very, very humble beginnings
Okay.
in Granada Hills, California, home of John Elway, if
Nice.
nothing else.
Yeah.
And I went to high school at Granada Hills High School, UCLA undergrad, and then I did dental school in San Francisco at UOP. And then I did a 2-year residency in Lausanne, Switzerland, and came back and set up my practice here.
I love that. What was it when you decided to get into dentistry? What was it that prompted you to go that way? Was there someone that kind of pointed you in that direction?
No, I literally fell into it.
Okay.
I was a little kid. I fell down. I knocked out my baby teeth, and we just had a great family dentist. And I thought, I want to do this.
Come
This
on.
is cool.
Oh, that's amazing. Love that. As I was researching you and looking through your pages and stuff, you have this determination to be creative and just get things done. You're very successful. Like I said, you're a knight, world record holder, author, accomplish a ton of things. But what is it that drives you to keep going at this point? Like, what excites you in your life at this point?
You know, I teach a motivational leadership program every summer at UCLA. It's called LEAP. And this we don't have our new brochure, but the dates are pretty close. It's every summer. It's 1 week long, and it's for students age 15 to 25. And we basically teach kids skills to be successful in life.
Mhm.
And it's stuff they don't normally learn in school. We teach them networking. We teach them, study aids. We teach them how to apply for a job, how to, tweak their resume, how to find great mentors and work with mentors and whatnot. And I always say, if there's two things that I want kids to walk away from, it's this. Number one, don't wait for opportunities in life, make them. And number two, when you do get an opportunity, don't take it, master it.
Yes.
And
Oh,
there's a
it's
big difference. And, when ABC put me on Extreme Makeover, dentistry, no problem. TV, I stunk. I mean, if you watch the first 2 or 3 episodes, they literally should have fired me. I mean, I was like a deer in headlights. But at least I was smart enough to know how bad I was and do something about it.
Mm.
And I took acting classes, hosting classes, teleprompting classes. I was determined to be the best version of me that I could be. Why? Because it was a direct result of our sales. The more TV time I got, your viewers don't know this, I invented Zoom.
Oh, what?
Right?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, Zoom tooth whitening, not
Yeah.
this Zoom.
Right. Right. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so me being on ABC's Extreme Makeover was really the first opportunity ever for not only dentistry to be highlighted in a positive light, but for me to shamelessly promote a product.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, our sales exploded.
Wow. That's
And I mean, it was nuts. So, when you say, what keeps me going, I don't know. It's the kill, the
mm,
game. I love it. It's so much fun. And, I never in my life thought that I would have the career that I've had. And I am so incredibly grateful. But my mantra for life is learn so you can earn and then return.
mm.
And the return phase is super fun. So the more stuff I do, it's kind of like the more I can give back. And that's what keeps me going.
I love that. It's so good to be able to give back and get to that point where you can give back, as big as you have. It's just amazing. You talk about you refuse to fail and you only fail when you quit. And when you do something that doesn't go as you planned, it's just practice. For you, when you have those practice moments, what's going through your mind? How do you get back on track?
So many of us will attempt something or not, which is even a bigger mistake. It's
Sure.
like, oh, no, I don't want to fail. But, my feeling is if I do something and it doesn't come out the way I want it to, I didn't fail. That was practice. And then you do it again and again and again and again until you get it right. You really only fail when you quit. I won't quit.
Mm,
If I want to do something, I'm going to do it, right? But you need to kind of make a mind shift change. We've all been taught practice makes what?
perfect.
Right, wrong.
Right. Exactly.
Practice makes permanent.
Yes.
Don't keep doing it wrong.
Hmm.
You'll never succeed. That's why I love having young students come to our program where we can introduce them to amazing mentors who can teach them the skills that they'll need to be successful.
So good. I thank you so much for sharing that. And I mean, you make such a big impact. And I was looking at you have two world records. The one you raised $121,000 for Leap Foundation when you had your heads shaved on TV. It looks great short, by the way. But you also have you also have the record for the most valuable grill. You designed a $1 million grill for Katy Perry for a Dark Horse video. Two questions on this. What was that experience like for you as you're getting your head shaved, knowing that you were making such an impact in that?
So that's a really funny story, Erik. Um, and it really kind of encapsulates everything we were talking about. So I'm at a dental meeting and they're talking about LEAP and, they're trying to get kids, parents to sign their kids up for the program. And by the way, if you're a parent and you have a kid 15 to 25 and you don't send them to LEAP, you're a bad parent. So check out LEAP because it'll literally change the kid's life. Bam. So we're sitting there and they were typically very charitable with LEAP and would help raise money. And the speaker on the stage said, would anybody like to, I don't know, just randomly make a donation to LEAP? And a woman sitting behind me, who I don't even know, said, I'll give $100 if Dr. Bill will shave his head. I'm like, okay, where did this even come from? And no, like, I'm not gonna shave my head for $100.
That's
And
awesome.
the guy jumps off the stage, runs down, sticks a mic in my face, and says, "Well, how much will it take?" I said, honestly, you raise $100,000 and I'll shave my head. Believe it or not, 100 dentists at the meeting donate $1,000 each, and they raise $100,000 for Dr. Bill to shave his head. Now, we were right in the middle of filming, and I couldn't start an episode like this and finish it bald. So I promised to do it before the next meeting. It was an annual meeting.
Okay.
So we're getting about a month out, and the director, the guy that put the mic in my face, says, you gotta shave your head. I'm like, I know. And I thought, you know what? If I'm gonna do this, let me do it on national TV. So I called our producers and I told them about this, and they loved it. And they said, okay, we'll have Dr. Travis shave your head. And we raised $21,000 more. So it's $121,000. So I'm driving home bald and thinking, who does this?
Yeah.
And then my publicist calls and says, well, how was it? I'm like, I'm bald and it's okay. And then I thought, I'll bet you that's a Guinness World Book record. So she called Guinness, and sure enough, it was. And obviously we had the documentation because it was on TV.
Yeah.
Because that's the hard thing with Guinness, is you need to actually prove you did what you said you did. But I had proof on CBS. So that was the first one. And then a few years later, Katy Perry's makeup artist called me, Johnny, and said, hey, we need to make her this jeweled grill for her Dark Horse video. I'm like, awesome. What's the budget? He said, $1,500. I'm like, dude, you kidding? And my friend Cheryl Albert owns 14 Carats, which is the largest jewelry store in LA. And I know when I was married, I'm not now, but when we had really, really big events, she would give my wife jewelry to wear on consignment. Because when you're going down the red carpet, it's like, oh, who did your hair? Who did your shoes? Who did, I don't know. Women like to hear that stuff. So I called Cheryl and I'm like, hey, Cheryl, we need to do this thing. Can I get like $1 million in jewels on consignment? She's like, sure. So, I went into the store and we picked it all out, and then we cast it in this platinum. I took impressions of Katie's mouth so it all fit. And then they brought it with a guard, like an armed guard. And we filmed it on the set. And 14 Karat had an armed guard there just to make sure nobody decided to take the grill. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I had to ask, I wonder if there was any worry or fear that you guys would lose the gems or break the diamond.
No,
or
the guard was with them the whole time.
That is awesome. It's so cool that you were able to do that and be part of that. I tried to submit a Guinness World Record this year. My wife and I were actually both born at 1:41 p.m., documented our birth certificates, and then we met and married. And I thought, well, maybe no one else no one else was both born at the exact same minute and then got married. And sure enough, it's not a record, but I submitted that to see if
that would be a hard one. That's not really. You have to kind of do something,
right? Yeah. Totally. That was more out of my control.
Born at the same time as your wife, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, if you got married 6 times and all 6 wives were born, now that would be a record.
For sure. That's awesome. What would you consider to be your greatest accomplishment?
Well, I'm going to show you, because a picture's worth 1,000 words, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I would say by far my greatest accomplishment.
Amazing. Yes.
Charlie, Georgie, and Anna.
Come on. That's awesome. Family first always. So good. So good. What are you working on right now? What's next for you?
I am launching 2 new products this year, and they're both, I'm pretty excited about both of them. I live in a large condominium complex here. This is my place.
Wow.
I'm on the 30th floor of a high rise in Los Angeles, and there is a man who lives here named Ken Mears, and Ken owns a company called Great Health Works, and Great Health Works is a huge company. their biggest product, I think, is Omega XL. And Ken came up to me and said, "Hey, Doc, if you can create a novel, new whitening, take-home whitening product, we'll market it." They have about a $30 million a month ad spend for their products.
Wow.
So I called all my old employees that had worked in whitening to kind of feel out the market and see, what was really moving. And probably the biggest over-the-counter product today are whitening strips. And, as I dug in deeper, there were 5 pain points. 1, they taste bad. 2, they cause tooth sensitivity. 3, they're not comfortable in your mouth. 4, they move around when you talk. And 5, at the end of the treatment, you got to take this gross thing out and throw it away, right?
Yeah.
I solved all 5.
Come on.
Ours is a strip. It tastes good. It has a 0 sensitivity whitening formula, so it doesn't hurt your teeth. It's 10% hydrogen peroxide. It sticks on your teeth. It's super, super, super hydrophilic. Loves water, sticks to your teeth, doesn't move. Very comfortable. And number 5, at the end of 10 to 15 minutes, the strip dissolves. So the strip vanishes, stains vanish, and
Poof.
your teeth are white.
Come on. That's awesome.
Look, Erik, look how I spelled poof.
Right.
You know why?
Why do you got the extra O in there?
Because that way I own all the social. I own the website. I own everything. Nobody ever spelled poof with 3 O's.
Right. Come on.
Right. So you should see it about Christmas time. Poof whitening strips. We shot all the infomercials, and it's gonna be everywhere.
Sweet.
So I'm super excited about that. And then my second product is I hate coffee, but I love caffeine.
Okay.
Why do I hate coffee? It gives you bad breath, stains your teeth, and the acid kind of hurts my stomach. So, but I love caffeine. Like I would always do those energy drinks. I'm like a real big fitness fan. And every time I go to the gym, I always did like those little energy drinks, but I didn't like those either. All the sugar and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I started using No-Dose. No-Dose is 200 milligrams of caffeine pure. It's just caffeine. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with caffeine, right? And I found if I swallowed it, I'd kind of get a buzz in like 30 minutes. But if I chewed it, I got a buzz in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
But it doesn't taste that great, right? So what I would do is we used to make these little gumballs at my company. It was for bad breath. So what I'd do is I'd take one of the gumballs for bad breath and chew it up, and bam. And I thought, wow, there should be caffeinated chewing gum, right?
Yeah.
So we launched it, and the product has the greatest name of all. You ready for this?
Buzz balls. I love the name. It's great canister too. Great marketing, man.
All right. So basically it's 110 milligrams of caffeine per gumball. Okay. So that's like a 9-ounce cup of coffee. See? And the flavors are delicious. This one here is cinnamon. It comes in cinnamon, spearmint, and bubblegum.
Okay.
And and we've got a deal pending with the distributor to be in 250,000 outlets in the next 2 months.
Wow. Come on.
So hopefully you're going to all see my buzz balls.
Oh, that is amazing. Love it there so much. I love to finish the show with a music question. I'm a big fan of music. What's a favorite band for you, or what type of music do you like to listen to?
You know who's become my seriously favorite artist of all? And to really appreciate him, it's not just the music. Watch him do videos on YouTube. He is hilarious. Louis Capaldi.
Okay. Yeah.
You know who he is?
I've heard the name. Yes.
He's from Ireland.
Okay.
Every single song he does and releases, I absolutely love. But when you watch him on TV, he is just so funny. He's kind of like a funnier. I mean, Ed Sheeran's really funny. This guy's even funnier,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just have to watch him.
Yeah.
But his music is amazing. So he's my favorite. I mean, before that, I would say, you know, I get attached to music because a lot of the musicians are my patients and I know them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I love Tony Braxton. I love Usher, Katy Perry, you know, Don Henley with the Eagles. I mean, these guys, and it's not just because of their music, but like I also know them.
As a
And
person.
so that really resonates with me as well.
Oh, so good. Absolutely. It's so good to connect with them on a personal level too. And then the music just becomes even better. I think, I worked for Universal Records
Right.
for a year back in the day, and it was cool to meet people. But it was even better once I got to know them, and then their music just became like icing on the cake, so to
Oh
speak.
my gosh. I went to an Ozzy Osbourne concert right
Yeah.
when I first started treating Ozzy. It redefined loud.
I'm sure. Totally.
I mean, even with earplugs, it
Yeah.
was loud.
Yeah. Absolutely. So awesome. Dr. Dorfman, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. This was an amazing show. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day. Thank you so much. Such an honor to have you on.
Hey, before I go, let me just give this to you. If any of your listeners have kids 15 to 25, please check out LEAP. Go to www.leapfoundation.com and check out the program. We always have amazing speakers. Last year, I had Richard Branson, Paula Abdul,
Wow.
and Prince Jackson, Michael Jackson's son.
Yeah.
In the past, I've had Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Hopkins, Eva Longoria, Kathy Bates. I mean, on and on and on. It's a really, really great program. Also, I have a really fun podcast with all those people on my podcast. So if anybody's bored and wants to listen to a podcast, it's called Meet the Mentor.
Yes.
And you could check that one out too.
So excited. And I've been listening to your podcast. It's a great show. People need to be listening to it. And I'll put all the links to the Leap and your podcast down below, your website and all your social media links. And again, such an honor to have you on. Thank you so much.
Erik, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the show today. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to take a listen or a watch. It's truly an honor to be able to speak with such amazing guests, and I hope that they've made an impact on your life in some way, shape, or form. And you could do me one big favor that would be huge. Click that subscribe button, and then second favor, hit that share button. Thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate you. Keep changing the world. I believe in you.